Hello, and welcome to my digital bonsai tree. Alright, so where I last left you off, we made the basic materials of iron plate and orange plate. Ooh, left things fall into idleness. Alright, so if these things run out of fuel, no longer allows that. This has a finite amount left up in it, and now it is also empty. These have stopped working. So as you can see, one failure down in the raw material stage has cascading effects that don't quite show up until a little bit later. Let's see here. That one's also running out. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some coal that I have left percolating here and just do our rounds. Take a look at the magnificent things that we built. We no longer need to use burners for this. Our crafting queue has lightened up. Let's build a couple more of those guys. Okay, and that will take some amount of time. The burners will not need more fuel, whereas these things will. Let's go ahead and feed them all of it. This guy into here, and this guy into here. Alright, we do need fuel. We got all of that all sorted out. Let's go ahead and take a look at our iron machinations. Okay, our stone has accumulated to about 200, and we continue to receive more. Let's go ahead and make sure that all of this is done up. And as you can see, in our pockets we have accumulated a lot more extra crushed sapphirite. The current roster of stone furnaces are insufficient, so let's take what we got. Just lay that down, let these guys cook for a little bit, and then if we even have this, just in case. Alright, science machine has been slightly stocked. Let's make sure that there's half there, there's more there, half there, half there. Alright, cool. That will run for more time. Let's go ahead and see what the advanced... No, do I need that one right now? Honestly, let's go ahead with long reach. This will allow my clicks to be more effective at a shorter area. Oops. But I have already pre-adjusted? I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I can reach a lot of things basically on screen. But that'll allow me to reach for even further. Another advanced material that I do want to get cracking on building is going to require some amount of stone. Let's go ahead and build ourselves up. Some of this good stuff. Let's not generate stone from our pebbles. Let's just deposit the pebbles here, grab the stone that has already been processed, and then that is much shorter, far more immediate. Delicious. Okay, one there, one there. All I want is this down here. Now, one of the fun things that we can do with the Bob's mods is a thing with Bob's inserters. Let me go ahead and grab slightly more copper. At this moment, I am listening to Santa Gold's new album. Didn't realize that it had come out until I turned on the YouTube music app, and that was a nice surprise. Build some more inserters. Misclicked and built myself some conveyor belt that is used to convey. Iron is coming in at a breakneck pace. Okay, so using this little GUI right here, we can change the direction of how these things go. Now, by default, it is set to pick up on the bottom, drop on the top. Unfortunately, the way that inserters are enabled is that you can rotate it with the R key separately from this GUI right here. So if you end up combining it, let's say, oh hey, I want to pick up from here and then drop off from here, it overwrites. It's very bizarre. But what I'm looking for right now is drop that one in there, drop that one in there, and go ahead and put a box right here so that we can put some stone inside of this oven. Okay. Delicious. And now that these have been run through with iron plates, let's go ahead and empty our standalone columns and put in direct iron, like in the vanilla. Oh, wait. We must research iron first. Oh well. It can go for another round of crushed sapphirites. Alright, let that cook. Okay, got ourselves a crushed stone, got ourselves places to put all of these byproducts. And go ahead and set that one back up, get rid of that little window. And continue along. We recently were able to research mechanized ore crushers. They require stone brick, which is stone that has been passed through an oven. It needs a large amount. So let's go ahead and take a look at power. Power is going to be not so fine very shortly. So let's go ahead and expand that with our immense iron resource. So let's go ahead and just build one more column, and then we will build actually two more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and let that cook for a little while. At the end of all that, we're gonna need some iron pipe. And just let that cook. Alright, that has a good amount, that has a good amount. Let's just go ahead and take all of this. Do have a fine amount of copper. Okay, this has been finished off, so let's just go ahead and empty these guys on out. Make sure that it is clean. Ooh, also almost ran out of coal. Can't have that. Because we're going to take these guys, take half of our iron, and shove it into the furnace. Okay, let's set this infrastructure up so that each one has their own pole. At maximum distance. Put this guy down here, put these guys behind it. Get rid of these trees. Thank you, friends. And from here, I want to convey. Temporarily. Oof. It's going at a very quick pace. We are generating real amounts of power, and that requires real amounts of megajoules. So from here, we go make a space. These two even more, and then here we can quadruple our power output. Problem here is that the consumption of those wood materials is finite. and I would need to come back fairly often with fairly large harvests in order to sustain all 4 of these guys. Unfortunate. Alright, steel has been completed, and that is going to be a good time. Let's go with... what would be next? Let's go on to big old boxes. Let's go ahead and take our last couple of... Don't have quite enough iron, and to get a belt from this whole area all the way from down here, let's increase the power drain just ever so slightly so I can keep eyes on this location. Let's go ahead and get a couple of more producers set up. Oof, takes a while. Crafting queue, it's very long. Where are my radars? I built them. They're somewhere. Alright, well, let's take the time. Undo the oh, there you are. Alright. That radar is going to allow us to pop into map mode and see what's happening over here. Observe. We can zoom in and watch what's going on in full detail, seeing some major statistics like how much wood is in each of these little thingamabobbers. And in fact, I might extend this buffer haphazardly in using the vast majority of my resources. Alright, there are 2 things that we need to do. We need to set up our second advanced material that we will be delving into today is going to be steel, which is just iron, but more so. So that's nice. 69 iron goes on in at the rate of 5 iron per. You get 1 steel plate. Steel can be used to create a better axe. I'm gonna let this axe run its natural cycle, its life. I'm gonna allow the axe to attempt retirement. Put some more crushed stone up in there. Take some... I don't need any more crushed stone from here. I'm gonna just get rid of that stack of 5. About building another thing. Let's see here. We've got a large amount of copper. Thinking about making a small construction. We're just going to go ahead and set up a couple of intermediate products. So first of all, let's go ahead and set up a production for, where is it? Brown circuits. Ah, there it is. So we're going to need that. This is going to require 2 items, which is a wooden board and copper cable, wherever copper cable may live. Let's see here. There you are. We need a bunch of arms. Okay. Wooden boards going into there. The copper cable goes on into there. I already have a stack of wooden boards. So I'm also going to set up a box of miscellaneous items that I can just dump on in there. Let's see here. Let's go for lights, because lights are nice. Pop, pop. Pop, pop. Get it powered from here to here. I need wood. Okay, yes. This construction works out all right. Because what we have is for bare raw materials of raw wood and copper plates. We convert the wood into nice wood into circuit boards into basic circuit boards, wooden circuit board. The thing that you apply these copper cables onto in order to make data go somewhere. Already made 7. Fantastic. But as you can see, wood is going to be a bit of a constraint. May have to be slightly more aggressive with my procurement of it, because right now, the only option that I've got is to have my friends get this wood for me. Okay, good. They'll follow me. Alright, stone bricks there. This is run its course because it is filled with crushed stone. And from 69 per, we get, let's just go ahead and run that through just another cycle, because we are going to need a great amount of steel. A great amount of stone bricks. Great amount of iron. And a great amount of these guys. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure that our machine here is doing alright. We have iron in the wrong box. Okay, then go ahead and put half into each of these 2 boxes. And that should correspond pretty well. Steel plates have already cooked. Let's go ahead and harvest our extra iron plates from here, which will be just enough to make one more thing. In that time, we generated that much iron, and as you can see, you end up getting yourself busy into natural ebbs and flows as resources become available, as resources become scarce, as machines stop up due to lack of care or lack of planning. Let's go ahead and do this guy. Okay, so our next immediate goal is going to get this coal on up to our power. We can see, since we put up that radar, we have eyes on it. We have not a radar over here, but we, for all intents and purposes, wear a radar. So we can see this area as well. Let's just go ahead and stick that wherever it will go. Boom. Alright, let's go ahead and grab slightly more miners. Oof. So expensive. Alright, let's take this crushed sapphirite, have it cooking in speed. Because our next immediate concern is going to be getting enough iron to get these guys out. So much of a concern that I believe I'm going to make one more box. So we're going to have iron gears and basic transport belts, a box accessible to both, from here to here to here, to there, to here, to there. Seed this box with the iron that we got, and that will start generating some paltry amount of belts. Keep our science going at ratio. This this is doing well. Just slowly accumulating number until I can build the thing that makes number go up even faster. Immediate concern is coal. Okay, and from here, there's no reason why we can't also help make iron and belts. Alright, now we have just barely enough to maybe think about tackling this problem. Let's go ahead and clear space somewhere on this wood. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a nice little diagonal bit. Alright. Let's go ahead and play with the concept of blueprints, because this is a repetitive task. The nice thing about blueprints is that they can significantly shorten repetitive tasks. Make our squiggly little belt. There you go. Far easier than doing this over and over and over again. And overall, it makes a nice little pleasing shape. You can rotate for that from here. We have run low, as if off of wood. Let's see here, do I have any coal? No, I do not have coal. Let's just go ahead and pump this guy into there. That will keep us running just long enough to get coal going. And we are riding the line. Okay, from here. Yeah, let's grab some. Yeah. Okay. You can share these by doing something along those lines. Let's go ahead and do our planning. Here's that. Alright, and now that we have that plan set up in place, let's try and scrounge the area for as much iron and basic transport belt as possible. Let's go ahead and put half into here, so that that can craft while it's doing its thing, and then I can craft the rest. There, that. Alright, because this is nice and straight, I can just hold down the button and do this slightly faster than my friends can. Okay, and now we have connected our power to a fuel source, and assuming that the power stays doing its thing, then we should be alright. Shift C. Let's go ahead and put all of this crushed stone on in. Oof. I don't know if we're gonna make it. Let's go ahead and jumpstart the thing using... Oof. Alright, it's gonna take a little while. Belts do not require power to do its thing, but I feel like if we come down here, get the primitive coal, we should beat the high-tech automatic coal. And this will give us enough of a seed that I will feel comfortable just letting it do its thing. Alright, let's just go ahead and clean up this guy real quick. Seed that. Take these two out. Ah! And these two have not been working. Not because they are lazy, but because... But because it's not connected to water. Water can pass through the boilers, thus allowing for a nicely built column up in here. I'm not exactly sure what the ratio is. Nowadays, used to be 10 of these steam boilers for every one of these offshore pumps, and I have no reason to deviate from that particular common knowledge. Wives' tale. Greenhouse is finished, so let's continue along and click on the buttons. Military. We can build a shotgun, because this is a video game. We're going to take away this box. And we are going to replace these with electronic. That will work fine. Power generation has quadrupled. We have made an advanced intermediate item in baked brick. Transport belt without our supervision. Handcrafted some artisanal steel. And look at this. Now we have power items going directly where they need to be. So this has been my digital bonsai tree. Thank you for joining me while I show off the fun shapes and constructions that can reside within.